Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title today, we're going to talk about the Shen Men Piercing. So it's been pretty much a year since I got this piercing done, and I wanted to answer some of the questions that have come up over that year, both on the video and in my own personal life as well. So the first question is it worth it? And my answer to that is yes. Go, give it a go, try it out, because living with anxiety is really difficult. It really sucks. So if there's something that might help you, give it a go. I mean, my piercing in particular cost me £20. £20 is nothing when it comes to something that could be really potentially helpful to your life. So give it a go, try it out. Acupressure and acupuncture is something that has been used for thousands upon thousands of years. There has to be something in it. So I would definitely say give it a go. Another question is, do you bleed a lot? I didn't. I was with someone else. I went with a few of my friends over the course of the weeks after I'd got mine done, and out of about 7 people that I know that I went with, only one of them actually bled a bit, and she bled for a few minutes. Was nothing excessive, but she did have more bleeding than I did. So yeah, if you're a bleeder, you will bleed a wee bit. Another question is, does it hurt? Yes, it hurts. It's a needle going into your ear. You can actually see in the video that I posted where he's wiggling about, because it's not a straight through piercing. It goes in, it goes to the side, it goes this way, and it takes a few seconds for him to get through, unlike a straight through piercing, which would just, you know, go straight through. So yes, there is pain. As I said in that video, you can hear me saying it's very nippy. It wasn't agony. I didn't flinch. I didn't pull away. It was just very nippy. I was very aware of the needle being in my ear. I went back and got the second one done about a month after, and it probably hurt more than the other one. I'm not sure why. I don't know what the difference was, but it definitely did hurt more. But it wasn't agony. It wasn't enough for me to say, oh, I would never get something like that done again. I would definitely get more piercings done based on the pain of those ones. So no, it's not agony, but yes, it does hurt to a certain degree. My niece who got it done says that it didn't hurt her at all. She says she hardly felt it. She might have a weird idea of what hardly feeling something is, but however, she did say that she hardly felt it at all. So there you go. Another question that I've had repeatedly over this past year is, does it still help you? And my answer to that is, I don't know. I honestly am on the fence about this, and I've been asking other people how they feel about theirs, and they're in the same boat as me, as their anxiety isn't to the level that it was before they got the piercing, but the relief that they're having now isn't as much as it was whenever they first got it done. So I think it does wear off. I think it's something that maybe needs continual manipulation because it's an acupressure piercing. Maybe you need to go back. Maybe you need to see an acupressurist. Is that even a word? I think I just made up a word. I know acupuncturist is a word. Is an acupressurist a person? I don't know, but maybe it's something. I know whenever I'm feeling anxious, I do play about with this. I move it about in my ear. So maybe there is something in that. I know a lot of people who have had the daith piercing that whenever they have migraines or feel a migraine coming on, they would move their piercing about, and that helps to alleviate that. So perhaps that's something that we would need to learn for this piercing to fully feel the effects. With this current pandemic that we're going through, my anxiety really did go through the roof. From the day that I closed the salon through probably the first 4 weeks, I cried every day. I was so stressed every day. Leaving the house, there was one day, I actually posted a video on it. We were going to Sainsbury's to do shopping, and as I opened the door and went to put my foot out the door, I physically could not get out of the car. I couldn't make my legs move. I burst into tears and couldn't do it. I couldn't get out of the car. So I had to sit there while my husband did the shopping instead of me. because I couldn't bring myself to get out of the car. There was so many days over the first month of this where I would be out walking the dog and I could hardly breathe. I couldn't wait to get back home because every time I seen someone and they got close to me, I was starting to freak out. So I definitely think that it's not working to the same extent as it was before. I hope, because I mean, how bad would my anxiety be if I didn't have it then, if that's how I am? But I think it worked great for maybe the first 6 months. I seen such a difference in myself and how I was going and doing new things, meeting new people, being around people, compared to what I was like before. On the other side of that, right now, I'm starting to find I am more anxious in the thought of meeting people. I was meeting with a joiner for the salon yesterday and I felt so sick to my stomach at the thought of meeting this guy, which I haven't felt that way in a long time. I do a weekly live stream with a friend of mine, and the anxiety that builds in me before doing that is more than it would have been a few months ago when I first got this piercing, which is disappointing that I've sort of gone back to that. I am working on it, I'm pushing through, you know, it's not something that's stopping me do it, but the anxiety is definitely more prominent than it was 6 months ago. So I don't know. Another question I've also had is, do you think getting the second piercing made a difference? And my answer is no. I didn't feel an increase in the relief of my anxiety and depression and things like that from getting the second one. My second one I feel was a mistake for me because it actually never healed properly. I've had so many problems with it. I am debating just taking that one out and letting it heal over. It didn't do me any favours. It didn't actually add to the benefits at all. So I'd originally got the second one because I'd asked Vesty, the guy that does the piercings, who is amazing by the way, so reassuring, so helpful, and has helped so many people. And I'd love to speak to some of those people to see how they're feeling now. Some people who were unable to leave the house, some people who I can't even think of all the scenarios, but he went out to people's houses and helped so many of them. And I'd love to see how they're doing now, because what Vesty does is outstanding, you know, and he's so sought after now in Northern Ireland. People are coming from all over the country to see him. But I'd ask Vesty, I have fibromyalgia, I have arthritis, I have all this pain throughout my body. What do you recommend? Obviously the Daith is for headache pain, which is great. It's probably something I would consider now. But is there something that would help fibromyalgia and arthritis and things like that? And he says, well, to be honest, no, nothing directly, but obviously a lot of pain comes from tense muscles, which can come from anxiety. So perhaps getting the second piercing would help that. He had had experience where people that he had had come in had the piercings in both ears, and it had helped their fibromyalgia. So I did it. I'm not annoyed that it didn't work. I'm glad that I tried it, because at this stage of the game, I would try anything within reason, nothing illegal obviously, but you know, I would do anything to help my pain, my anxiety. So I'm not mad that I tried it and it didn't help anymore. It sucks that it never healed properly, but that's just my silly body. It is a really difficult one, because on the one hand I've had people tell me, yep, definitely still feeling the effects of it. On the other hand, I have people saying, no, definitely feel a difference. I've had one person say, no, didn't work at all after like the first week. Other people are saying, yes, it still definitely helps. I'm not as anxiety free as I was when I first got it done, but I'm definitely still not as anxious as I would have been before. So, I mean, I would definitely still recommend trying it out and giving it a go, because do you know what, guys, even if it did only work for a few months and wore off, you've got a pretty piercing at the end of it and you've had massive relief in your anxiety for that period of time. Maybe it is something that, as I do more research, hopefully I'll find out that there is a way that we can continue to make it work, and maybe it is just a case of manipulating the ear to actually encourage that. Maybe learning more about acupressure is something that I should do to find out more information. Let me know in the comments section, have you had this piercing? Do you know somebody that has? What have the effects of it been? How long ago was it? Is it still working? All of that jazz. I'm really interested to know other people's experiences on this piercing. I want to see if other people are feeling the same way that I am. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it, and subscribe, hit that bell notification, all that jazz, so that you can be notified whenever I upload again. I will see y'all next time. Love you. Bye bye.